Ancient Egypt and aliens, what did they really believe? When people think of ancient Egypt, they imagine towering pyramids, mysterious hieroglyphs, and gods with the heads of animals. But there's another layer of mystery that has fascinated modern minds. Did the ancient Egyptians have contact with beings from beyond this world? From strange carvings to impossible feats of engineering, the idea of aliens in Egypt has captured imaginations for decades. But what did the Egyptians themselves actually believe? Chapter 1: Gods from the Sky. The Egyptians looked to the skies not only for timekeeping and navigation, but for divine meaning. Their gods were often linked directly to the heavens. Ra, the sun god, was believed to ride his solar bark across the sky every day, bringing life to the land and order to the universe. At night, he traveled through the underworld, battling chaos, before being reborn with the sunrise. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, was tied to the constellation Orion, while his wife, Isis, was associated with Sirius, the brightest star visible in the night sky. Each year, the rising of Sirius just before dawn marked the flooding of the Nile, a life or death event that brought fertile soil and ensured survival. To the Egyptians, these were not abstract ideas. They believed their rulers, the pharaohs, were descendants of these divine beings, a direct link between heaven and earth. Some modern researchers argue this strong connection between gods and the stars could reflect memories of visitors from the skies, beings so advanced they were worshipped as gods. Whether symbolic or literal, the Egyptians believed the heavens were alive, filled with powerful forces that shaped their world. Chapter 2: Pyramids and the Stars. Perhaps the greatest mystery in all of Egypt is the Great Pyramid of Giza, not just how it was built, but why it was aligned with such astonishing precision. Its sides are almost perfectly oriented to the four cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, with an accuracy that still amazes modern engineers. But the intrigue goes deeper. The three main pyramids at Giza are not randomly placed. Their layout mirrors the three stars of Orion's belt, a constellation tied to Osiris, god of the afterlife. The shafts inside the Great Pyramid also align with Orion and Sirius, the star of Isis. To some, this is no coincidence. It's evidence of an advanced understanding of astronomy thousands of years ahead of its time. Mainstream Egyptologists explain this through careful skywatching, mathematics, and generations of observation. But alternative theorists argue the alignment is too perfect to be mere trial and error. They suggest knowledge may have come from an outside source, perhaps beings who taught the Egyptians how to link earth and sky. Even today, debate rages: were the pyramids built solely as tombs, or were they also cosmic monuments, designed to connect humans with the stars? Whatever the answer, the pyramids remain one of the greatest puzzles of human history. Chapter 3: Strange carvings and technology. In temples like Abydos and Dendera, mysterious carvings have fueled endless speculation. At Abydos, a set of hieroglyphs appears to show shapes that look strikingly like a helicopter, a submarine, and even a jet plane. To the modern eye, these symbols seem too familiar to ignore. Could the Egyptians have been recording things they saw, or were shown, that resembled technology far beyond their time. At the Temple of Hathor in Dendera, another famous relief shows what looks like a giant light bulb, with a filament-like serpent inside. Ancient alien theorists suggest this represents some kind of lost technology, perhaps evidence of advanced electrical knowledge. But scholars offer more grounded explanations. The helicopter at Abydos, they argue, is the result of palimpsest carving, where old inscriptions were recut with new hieroglyphs over time, creating overlapping shapes that just happen to look modern. Similarly, the light bulb is interpreted as a mythological symbol representing creation, not electricity. Yet, despite these explanations, many remain unconvinced. To those who believe, these carvings are not accidents, but clues deliberately left behind, hints that the Egyptians either possessed advanced knowledge or encountered beings who did. Chapter 4: Egyptian Texts and Visitors from Beyond. Beyond carvings and monuments, the writings of ancient Egypt reveal a civilization deeply preoccupied with the heavens. Among the earliest sacred writings are the pyramid texts, inscribed inside the burial chambers of pharaohs around 2400 BCE. These texts describe the king's journey after death, ascending into the sky to join the stars, becoming one with Osiris, and sailing on the celestial boats of the gods. Later works, such as the coffin texts and the Book of the Dead, expanded on these themes. They speak of encounters with divine beings, guardians of the sky, and voyages through regions beyond the earth. To the Egyptians, these were spiritual journeys, but to modern readers, some passages sound strikingly like descriptions of space travel or contact with otherworldly visitors. One striking example comes from inscriptions that describe the pharaoh being carried by a shining disk into the heavens. Is this a poetic image of the sun, or a memory of something more technological? Mainstream Egyptologists interpret these texts as symbolic, religious metaphors, ways of understanding life, death, and the stars. Yet for alternative theorists, the language feels too vivid to dismiss. They argue that what the Egyptians called gods may have been actual beings, visitors from beyond, misunderstood through the lens of myth. Whatever the truth, these writings show that the Egyptians did not see the sky as distant, or unreachable. To them, it was a realm that could be traveled, a place where life continued, and where beings of unimaginable power awaited. Chapter 5: Ancient Wisdom or Outside Help. How did ancient Egypt rise so quickly to become one of the most advanced civilizations on Earth? Within just a few centuries, they developed writing, massive stone architecture, advanced medicine, complex mathematics, and a calendar more accurate than many that came after it. To some, this sudden leap suggests more than just human innovation. Ancient alien theorists argue the Egyptians may have been guided, given a jump start in knowledge by visitors from beyond. They point to the precision of the pyramids, the complexity of mummification, and the alignment of temples with celestial events as evidence of a wisdom too advanced for its time. But historians and archaeologists push back. They remind us that Egyptian knowledge was built gradually, over thousands of years. Early farmers along the Nile learned the rhythms of the river, which led to astronomy. Practical needs, like counting harvests, building irrigation canals, and organizing labor, gave rise to mathematics and writing. In this view, Egypt's greatness was the result of human persistence, creativity, and organization, not outside intervention. Yet the mystery remains. How did they carve granite with copper tools? How did they transport blocks weighing hundreds of tons? The answers may lie in human ingenuity, but to many, the possibility of outside help lingers, adding another layer to Egypt's eternal enigma. Chapter 6: What did Egyptians really believe? Despite modern speculation about aliens and lost technology, the ancient Egyptians themselves left no writings about beings from other planets. To them, the universe was alive with gods, spirits, and cosmic forces that shaped every aspect of life. They believed the sky was not empty space, but a realm of power. The goddess Nut was imagined as the arch of the heavens, swallowing the sun each evening and giving birth to it at dawn. The stars were seen as the souls of the blessed dead, and the constellations were woven into their myths. Pharaohs were not just kings, they were the living embodiment of divine order, chosen to maintain harmony between heaven and earth. Their connection to the gods was not science fiction but sacred truth, binding the people of Egypt to a cosmic cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In other words, what we might interpret as aliens, the Egyptians understood as gods, forces of nature and eternity that gave meaning to their world. Finally, were the wonders of ancient Egypt the work of human brilliance alone, or did they have help from visitors beyond the stars? The evidence remains mysterious, and perhaps that's what keeps Egypt's story so captivating. What we do know is this: the Egyptians saw themselves as part of a greater cosmic order, forever tied to the heavens above. Whether gods, myths, or something more, their legacy continues to inspire questions we're still asking today. If you enjoyed uncovering these mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more journeys into the hidden secrets of history. And let us know in the comments, do you think the Egyptians were visited by beings from beyond, or was it all human genius? Stay curious, and until next time, keep looking up at the stars.